Hi, you guys. Just trying to fix up my hair a little bit more. About to get started on a reading. Okay. Welcome in. About to get started on a reading. Come on in. Waiting for a few more people to get in the room. All right. Welcome in. Is it gonna be? Ooh, what is that hurts? All right, come in. Welcome in. Things are slowing down. This is Divine Peace, 1 hour healing frequency by Chantress Siba. It's for the heart and the third eye chakra. Period. So we're going to put that on. Yes, in the middle of nature by a body of water. Okay, honey. Your girl is looking cute. Anyways. It's not too loud. All right. Let's see. What is the message here for the collective in the aspect of general love, career, finance, all of and spread? Let's see. Ace of Swords. Man, yeah, Ace of Swords, honey. Justice. Oh, honey, this is fairness. This is balance. This is truth. It's a lot of truth. Talking to the intellectuals. Individuals who probably had an epiphany. I feel like this type of awareness or insight is in the form of justice. Whether it's very based on doing what's right, fairness, integrity, balance. This could be a form of communication. This could be a mentality shift or change. This can be you becoming aware of something in the form that is injustice, whether it's justice for you within receiving clarity, whether it's a shifted perspective, thought process. Yeah, starting over, starting anew. New beginnings after a tough situation. New beginnings after a form of grief, sadness. So I feel like you went through the ringer before we got to this point. Alright, so the justice and the Fool. So fairness and balance is happening at this time. You could be doing what's right, or there could be cause and effect, karma playing out in individuals' lives. This can even be good karma for you, starting over within self, whether that's within life lessons, truth, legal matters can even be significant. But I feel like I'm talking to a free spirit who is on this brand new path, brand new beginning. I feel like whoever this is in alignment. Yeah, you could be setting out and adventuring. You could be being spontaneous. You could be seeing, you could really just be changing. Your life could be changing the trajectory of your life just by an awareness or an insight that you may have had. And on another note, it can just be your day-to-day, like what's going on in your day-to-day. So what's going on in your day-to-day is sadness, you feeling some type of loss towards something. Maybe they're emotional baggage, resisting change, dwelling in negative emotions, maybe due to some type of unwelcome change, right? So that's what your day-to-day life could be feeling like, looking like, operating like. You could be thinking as, right? Some of you guys receive clarity with, like, for the past few days or week or 5 months or whatever the case may be. You've been there's been this epiphany, there's been clarity, there's been decisive communication, words. The Three of Swords is just out here. Where did you come from, honey? Yeah, some of y'all are hurt from something. But you have this new beginning. And there's justice here. So this is like good. There's an opportunity here. You're stepping into the unknown, or at least being encouraged to take that leap of faith into the unknown, knowing that you'll be protected, knowing that you'll have all that you need. knowing that everything will work out. Okay, you have to train your mind in that way, or maybe you're already training your mind in that way. Somebody been on this journey for a long, long time, and it seems like it was very slow to heal, slow to overcome, slow to get past. Like you were still on this same path of heartbreak and grief for some time. Some of y'all have even been doing something in a routine way, maybe in order to obtain finances. Maybe you've just been on this journey that's been very slow but surely, right? You know how they be like, it's gonna come slow but surely. It's just been a very slow and steady it's been over a year. I feel like it's been over 2 years even. I don't know, but sometimes it can be our own energy, you know? You're connected to nature, or whoever this Knight of Coins is. It could be a earth sign. This person could be on a mission of prosperity, work, career, finance, earthly matters, whether it's a house or something. Somebody could be working hard to achieve something, but it seems like it's very slow. It's very, maybe this individual is going slow, or maybe the situation or the circumstance, it's slow, right? But someone is still being persistent. Okay, what's the major arcana though? We need another major arcana. The Tower. Okay. Ego deaths, dark nights of the soul, taking a leap and falling right on your face, something shocking happening in your life, something sudden. Could have been a divorce, could have been bankruptcy, could have been anything. You'll have to just apply to how it fits for you. But I feel like balance is being restored. And there's a brand new beginning here. Yep, everything is getting into balance. Because it's time. It's time. So maybe it's time for you to also shift this energy. That's why they say the past is no more. And what's that song by Mariah the Scientist, where she was saying that her father had told her these very words, which is something about a fool only something. I think it's called Beetlejuice or something. I don't know. Or Bittersweet Beetlejuice. Child, I don't know. I used to listen to that song a lot too, if that's the song that I'm talking about. A lot of songs is coming up, like for this collective, like a lot of songs that you probably played until the repeat button broke, okay? These type of songs are very significant, whether it's you can't recall them, you haven't listened to them in a while, or whether they're gonna start coming up. I don't know. I feel like you're gonna have ideas, right? You're going to be in this energy of focus, whether you're being encouraged to focus or whether you're already in the energy of focus, right? Or it's something about a vision. Because some of y'all could already be experiencing these things. For some of you guys, this is what's going to come. So if you're already been experiencing this for the past week or 5 months or 3 weeks or over a year of just epiphanies and being able to communicate clearly and efficiently. But there's a brand new beginning. Take that leap of faith. Okay, something is unknown to you, but it can also be an opportunity. It can also be something that's very peaceful. It can also just be another part of your experience on earth, right? So just be free. Don't alienate yourself. Don't allow pain or your thoughts to get in the way of your clarity, your intuition, your truth, the lessons that you've learned in life. Tell me more about this major arcana energy. I need another major arcana card. What's another major arcana card? High Priestess. It's a lot of, you see how the Ace of Swords, the High Priestess, the Justice, it's a whole lot of powerful energy, higher up, authoritative, intellectual, fair, balanced, truth, clarity, communication type of energy. Okay, so what is this? Okay, we're gonna talk about it. Let me see. Alright. Is this making sense to the collective? I just want to know. Yeah, it's like something is over, but you still hurt from something. It's taking a while for you to heal from something, but the truth is here. You have all the tools and resources that you need to navigate this situation. Don't let your thoughts compel you, right? The message can resonate different for everyone. That's why I'm like, is it making sense to you all? Because there's so many messages. I don't even recall which energy I specifically chose to talk about first. I don't know if it was love, career, finance. Okay, we can all of the above. Okay. Well, within the areas of your life, love, finance, career, okay, the list goes on. Justice is here. Balance is being restored. You're on this brand new journey, or you will be entering a brand new journey. I'm seeing the beginnings. I'm seeing you setting out. A tower moment happened, or could be coming up. Now, don't be scared of tower moments, right? It's just something that's a shocking event in your life. And this could have already happened for some of you guys. For others of you, you're currently experiencing a tower moment. Some tower moments are not negative at all, you know, but some are chaotic. You know, some are filled with, like I said, things that may not feel the best, like bankruptcy, divorce, you know, stuff like that. So maybe something shocked you, surprised you, but regardless, 1 second. And then I'm hearing that gospel song, God's got a blessing. What's your name? Yeah, with your name on it. Because somebody's scared, though. Somebody's scared. Maybe somebody's scared of failure, starting all over again. Maybe somebody is scared of passing away. All right? Somebody is scared of being harmed. All right? Someone is scared of something coming to an end. Or there could have just been a death and rebirth. There could have been someone who actually did pass away. Red roses could be significant. White candles. The cross could be very significant. Jonesy, stop. So someone has the truth. Someone sees the truth. Someone knows the truth. It's like and or, because it's a big collective, right? It's talking about more than one person. Okay, Gemini, Aries. Not Aries, but Aries could be significant, okay? And the month that Aries is born in. But Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Scorpio. Yeah, heavy Scorpio, heavy Libra energy. That Libra energy ties to balance, honey. It ties to fairness. It ties, yeah. Extreme heavy Libra. It makes sense because, like I said, if you know tarot as well, it has the Ace of Swords out here, the Justice card out here, and it was another card, and I can't even remember. Oh, yeah, the High Priestess. Whether this is in the form of information, communication, truth, insight, awareness, it's huge. It's a lot of the same energy coming out in different references or situations or whatever the case may be, but it's all still buckling down to one category, which is tied to awareness and insight, fairness and balance, truth, intuition, epiphany, cause and effect, doing what's right. Maybe somebody is doing what's right for them, and it may end up being a tower moment as well. Or maybe when somebody tried to do what was right for them or what they felt like they were deserving of, or this was something that was their truth, whether it was a belief system, a mentality, a thought. Maybe when they took a risk on it, they ended up being very shocked and surprised and probably heartbroken. Maybe someone's mind was playing tricks on them. Maybe somebody found out something that they believed in wasn't true. Maybe someone went through some type of injustice and now justice is being served. Okay, maybe there was some type of truth or clarity, some type of awareness and insight that came about that's in the form of justice, that's in the form of a new beginning, that's in the form of taking a leap of faith. Because you just may be surprised on what happens, honey. You may just, and it may be in a good way, for sure, yeah, in the form of a blessing. In the form of a blessing. But if you don't think like that, because I feel like this is something tied to the mental for sure. The crown chakra. This is most definitely crown chakra energy. Because it's not excessive third eye energy when it's tied to like intuition and everything like that. But it's still significant. But it's like hella sword energy, which is air energy, which can tie to intellect, mentality, communication, truth. So in those areas, justice is being served. There can even be a new form of clarity that triggers an epiphany. There could be a new reality shift. This could be someone feeling like a free spirit, coming into their truth. This can really be like many things. Someone experiencing that depth and rebirth. A harmless, I mean, well, it gave me harmless like in my mind. So it seems like it's one of those a blessing in disguise situations, because yes, this person did, they still carry grief, and it's a lot of grief. So somebody really could have passed away. Maybe present energy is significant. Maybe this is fortune telling energy, things that has yet to happen. So it's just predicting. But I like to focus on the present because that's what we live in right now. I mean, I like fortune telling for sure, baby. I'll pull them tea leaves out real quick because it's so accurate. Like, for sure, I actually like fortune telling. But I'm talking about for right now in this moment, honey, because I see what direction I'm going in towards this. Okay, so why is this? What's this one? Is this one? Maybe you have to be alone to come into this. Maybe you were alone, you know. Maybe you were shunned. Maybe you always got the bad end of the stick at times. Probably not every single time, but, you know, enough. But I'm seeing a surprise. I'm seeing a miracle, okay? I'm telling you right now. Some idea that you have, for those of you, if this is an idea, this could be something that's great, okay? Maybe there's something you have to let go, release. Maybe you need to get your imagination back together. Yes, let's see. That blessing, it's yours. It has your name on it. It's trying to get to you. Absolutely. That's probably why they say whatever is meant for you will be for you, because this blessing is literally trying to this is the blessing towards you. It's trying to really get to you. The blessing is trying to get to you, honey. You're going to receive some type of good news. Or you have a good idea. Or you're going to be getting new ideas. If you haven't already. Maybe you're going to be experiencing an awakening if you haven't already. Alright, can we double tap the screen, you guys? If you're able to send some gifts, could you send some gifts, honey? If this message resonates with you, could you go on my website, scroll a little bit till you see comments, and go ahead and comment your feedback. Okay, I appreciate it. When people are usually doing readings, it's like it drains your energy, you know? Especially if you really like, whether you taking your time on it or whether you trying to Speedy Gonzalez through it. Well, if you're speeding, then you can save more energy that way because you're not using as much. You're getting through something. But, yeah, just got to remind you sometimes when you're on live and you just listening, sometimes you forget to double tap. So, you know, if you would like to share the live, that would be lovely too. I ain't gonna force you to do nothing, right? But if you just forgot, right? Okay, so, all right. Some of y'all belong in the justice system. For real. You should have been one of them people who was creating the law, honey. Okay? Maybe some of you guys could get into law. And this can even be personal. This can even be going within instead of navigating through the proximity world, or instead of, which is basically indulging within what other people may think of as the Matrix, but we know when they say Matrix, sometimes people think they're talking about the regular earthly plane, like the regular, but no, it's really deeper than that. It's also like an awareness thing. So, dang, I forgot what point I was making. But all I know is you guys are receiving justice, or you are a person of justice, or this huge cycle that you've been experiencing in your life, because these are the major arcana. So these are major events that's been happening or are currently happening. And some of you guys, if you haven't experienced it yet, you're going to be coming into this, right? But that's what I meant by I want to just focus it on the present. But you never know. Tarot is very broad. It can be in many, many ways, right? It can be in the form of love, your career, this, that, mental, emotions, finances, right? It can be in all those aspects. And when I was setting my intention to pull these messages anyway, I was already wanting to get information off of all of those things. I just set it all together instead of breaking it down one by one. So that's why we going ahead and fitting all that up in there. That's why I'm saying, regardless in whatever aspect, those are the overall energies, though. So when you're not being as specific and saying, oh, it's this love situation that you got going on with Daniel, or it's that career situation that you haven't yet experienced, but you will when you meet that person in 2 days, right? Like, that's very specific. Oh, it's that emotion that you had when you had your first boyfriend, but they cheated on you, or whatever. It's like, those are really specific, right? So when I say justice in the form of finance, career, it could be more than one situation. It could be something that you haven't experienced yet. Or if I say within love, like, you're going to start coming into truth. You're going to start coming into fairness and balance. Maybe somebody is going to finally apologize, or maybe you're finally going to be freed from the heartbreak and grief. Okay, or maybe somebody is going to be getting the karma. For those of you who believe that people get karma for hurting you or doing something to you, then that's just what it would be, right? Because whatever you believe in, you bring to reality, right? So it's best if you're going to believe in anything. Since we know that basically beliefs are not knowings, beliefs is just something that, you don't know for certainly is true, but you believe in it. You feel it is true. Okay? So your knowing is something that you know is true, right? And the main thing that you know is true would be your truth. The shoes that you've been walking in, the emotions that you've been carrying, the vessel of who you are, what you are, mind, body, soul, right? But as I was saying before, receiving justice, receiving new beginnings, receiving shocking moments in your life within different areas of your life. I feel like your day-to-day life has been filled with grief. It's been filled with disillusionment, sorrow, depression, heartbreak, maybe even misunderstanding. And by all means, all of these don't have to apply to you, because the main energy of the Three of Swords, and I'm also saying the Five of Cups energy, those are the very much, but anyways, when I say this Three of Swords, it still ties to pain. And since it's tied to sword energy, this could have been something that was like a damage to the mental, right? Like a scar on the brain, right? A stain on the brain, whatever. Now, this Five of Cups energy, cup energy is more of the emotions. It's more tied into relationships. Maybe there was some relationships that didn't work out. Maybe there was some pain that was felt from certain creative pursuits that you tried to take on, certain relationships. Maybe you came into happy emotions and then you started coming into the negative ones, right? And all of that still could form to some type of justice or a full situation. Maybe somebody felt foolish in a situation. Maybe someone felt naive or gullible, or this was during a very naive and gullible time, especially depending on what we're talking about, past, present, future, whatever it is, right? But yeah, I could be talking to an earth sign. Maybe you have earth in your chart. Maybe an earth sign is just significant. Maybe earth energy is significant. Okay, maybe a practical, hardworking, responsible, protective, defensive, persistent, loyal, patient individual could be very significant. This is somebody who won't quit a job, honey. They'll be working that job for you know, somebody who may even be dependable. It don't say dependable, but I'm feeling a dependable energy from this. This could be your energy as well. But when you're talking about night energy, it's usually tied to some type of form of movement. And this is the slowest night in the deck, right? So that's why I said whatever this circumstance, situation, financial situation, path, whatever it has been long. It's been slow to, like, for sure. And like it could be in a more in a separate way. Like I said, if it's some type of job, then this is somebody just doing something in a routinely manner to yeah, very hardworking, stubborn energy, because like it's very fixed. It's like continuous, routine, right? But this is also an energy of time. It takes time to heal, right? Not really necessarily it takes time to heal, but that is, that take that high resonates for you. But it's just saying certain things take time. I can't even think of what the heck I'm trying to say, but those two things, it's not exactly the way that I want to say it, because when I say it in the other way that I'm trying to say it, then a different meaning may pop up for a lot of you all, but I can't even really think of it, so we're just going to move on. But yeah, I'm seeing a blessing. This is going to be filled with, this is fulfillment, this is well-being, this is enlightenment, whether it's enlightenment within your thoughts, having an aha moment, realizing the truth of something, and it starts setting you free, but maybe you had to go through some ego deaths, maybe you had to go through the death and rebirth, maybe you had to go through a whole breakdown of character of who you are, just so you can actually integrate the light and the dark, just so this and that can happen, right? Just so you can actually live and experience in order to see what the truth is, because really all we do is go based off of everybody else's beliefs and truths. When you came into the world, that's what they introduced you to, into everybody else's beliefs and truths, right? So you're finally walking this path of, maybe this is individuality. You see what I mean? How tarot is very broad. It can be broken down into many, many aspects. Some of you guys' love life was very shocking. Things happened. Maybe somebody stole something from you. And this couldn't have been something that was just like $5. Right? This was something huge. Inheritance. Whatever the case may be. Because look, when we're talking about love, we don't have to just talk about romance. Right? We could talk about paternal situations, platonic situations, and other forms that are just not parental, like other family and friends. We could talk about the romantic situations. Some people may even want to think of business. But I feel like love is more personal, rather than professional basis. So, but just, it's your life, apply to how it fits. Take the messages and how it resonates for you. Because if that's significant for your life, then maybe it was meant to be said. Okay? But some of you guys are having a new beginning within love. I feel like this is, you're on a path that you've never been on before when it comes to love. Whether this is the way you love, the way you give love to yourself, the way you want to receive it from others. It can really be in many ways. This could be a very spontaneous time of, like, when it comes to your love life. I'm seeing potential happening. I'm seeing opportunity. I'm seeing justice. I'm seeing that you've been in an equal give and take in it, like, space, and you're finally gonna receive that within your love life. Maybe it's already happening and you just don't see that, but maybe you've been getting clarity on it, or maybe This is like, it could be the complete opposite, right? I would repeat it, but like I said, I lost my train of thought, so I can't even repeat it if I wanted to. But yeah, I feel like you've been so committed. Any obstacle that got in your way, you always coming up with more ideas, okay? Your spiritual team is there with you, navigating you through the whole process. You just probably don't see it with your naked eye, right? But maybe you'll have to believe with your third eye. Because there's some good news coming. This may encourage you, or this may bring encouragement. And like I said, it can be in any form of your life, whether it's love, career, finance, etc. Because I know we was leaving off on love, and I was also going to mention that maybe you may have received some type of awareness and insight when it comes to love, when it comes to justice, when it comes to people, human beings, the journey of life, the experience of life. Maybe you received some type of awareness and insight due to a tower moment that was experienced. Maybe there was some type of awareness and insight going on, but there's still grief and sadness and resisting change or dwelling in emotions. Because some of you guys, like I said, all of it doesn't have to apply. The main energy is just unwelcome change, right? Certain things not going the way that you probably wanted it to because it caused pain or it caused something that was unwelcoming. So now you're in this space of dwelling in negative emotion, right? You're just sitting in that energy, even though you have some type of awareness or insight, right? And I feel like that's only because you're experiencing heartbreak. You're probably still in the space of depression or grief, or you cry and everything. I just feel like there was a loss, whether you lost someone close to you or whether you became lonely in life. You've been through a lot of trauma in life to the point to where you're still you're experiencing pain, right? Thank you for double tapping the screen. And I feel like you need to go out and connect into nature. I feel like you're naturally connected to nature. Like I said, you could be an earth sign. But or the people that's coming out in your spread could be an earth sign. An Aquarius, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Aries, or maybe they come off like these energies. If there's anyone coming out in your reading. Yeah, Capricorn, Taurus. But yeah, you've been through the ringer. But I feel like we are the only ones who hold ourselves back from anything, right? If we don't give ourselves enlightenment, if we don't see the blessing in our face, like if we can't see what to be grateful of right now, and we're still worried about what we've lost or what didn't work out, I feel like some of you guys are shifting out of this energy. At least that's what's happening and unfolding. But it's like you still are holding on to some type of pain. And I feel like it's mainly because there was deep emotional pain here. So you're not really over it yet, because it was more than one thing that happened. So I feel like that's probably where all this energy is coming from. Welcome in. Thank you for double tapping. I appreciate that. We're on a collective reading. If you guys want to get on the list, you can just send your payment in the link above. If you scroll down to payment options, I have at least 5 of them listed. I'm not sure. Okay. Yeah. There was some illusions. There was some things that you didn't see, some things that you were probably confused about. And maybe you seeing things for what it is, but just wishing that it was different, right? Or maybe it was something that was just unclear to you. Maybe you didn't know at all. That's what made it an illusion, right? Not purposely, but unintentionally, which is a form of self-sabotage or self-deception. But I feel like there was some type of strings being attached. This devil energy, it's like somebody felt like emotional fulfillment, or they felt content or happy or satisfied with a situation that was probably filled with strings being attached, which can be in the form of restriction, obsession, addiction, sexuality, or um, sexual relations. Things that grip you. Okay, this can also be talking about the shadow self or materialism. Like, I feel like someone has emotional fulfillment towards whatever this devil energy is. What is this devil energy? Devil energy. Mm, mm, mm. The Emperor, the Death, Seven of Swords. So this could be relationships. This can also be your own energy. Maybe there was a breakup. Maybe someone is encouraged to break up. Something wasn't what it seemed. Something wasn't what it seemed. With a father figure or a masculine energy, they're coming out as a divine masculine though. So maybe this could be, instead of a person, it could just be the situation, which talks about stability, leadership, an establishment. Someone who's action oriented, protective. Authority could be significant. Someone powerful. This is just like that leader energy. So if it's not talking about a person, it's talking about the situation, the circumstance, right? It's not basically a person. But for some of you guys, this most definitely is a person. Maybe someone let go of a father figure because maybe they felt they couldn't be trusted. Maybe they had on a mask. Or maybe maybe you yourself have control over a situation, or you're in your power with a situation, or you're being strategic about something due to this. Can also be just separate energies instead of all together. There's some type of emotional fulfillment within a situation that's not good for somebody. They know it's not good for them, but they're still indulging in it because maybe they feel fine, or maybe they feel like their wishes are starting to come true. But in actuality, that's false. Maybe this could be, remember I was talking about self-deception or sabotage? Like someone could be, their mind could be tricking them when it comes to a masculine or father figure energy. There's been some type of external change, like an abrupt change within something. Okay. Okay. All right, so more about this Emperor energy. We got the Sun. And we got the Queen of Coins in reverse. The Queen of Coins in reverse could be someone that's tending to themselves, right? Instead of nurturing and focusing on things outside of themselves and mothering things outside of themselves, they're mainly probably limiting that energy or they're giving it to themselves, right? Which doesn't have to be looked at in a negative way. Now, from a more negative side, this could be someone who's manipulative, and we're not even going to put negative or positive on it. I'm just going to tell you the other energies, right? A perfectionist, ambitious, possessive, self-focused individual, someone who could be shallow, someone who could be jealous. This could be a work-home balance, imbalance situation. It could be a person that's possessive. So, when it comes to this Emperor energy, maybe this is tying to a woman in their life or a feminine energy. There's the divine masculine and there's this feminine energy, and I feel like a child could be in the center of this. It doesn't have to be, especially because the Emperor is at times a father figure, and the Sun can pertain to pregnancy or children or however you see fit, right, at times. But it mainly can tie to an energy, right? Happiness. I feel like a divine masculine is happy with a situation. They're happy with a situation. Yep. Even though they may need to let it go, or even though someone is operating in a low vibrational space. It's like this message. This is why I like to pull one card at a time, honey, because I mean, it's fine to pull all of them. It's fine. All right, let's see. Any more messages regarding this Emperor, Queen of Coins, Sun energy? Origin, Fury. Yep. The start of something. In anger. Origin ties to vitality, creativity, initiation. In the start of something. Fury ties to offense, madness, unpleasantness. Somebody is angry, honey. I'm telling you, look, it's a man and a woman. Man and a woman is significant, man. But somebody is angry, though. Confirm this Devil 9 of Cups energy. Confirm this Devil 9 of Cups energy. Maybe this could be a toxic relationship. It's like someone has this vision or what they hope the connection to be or what they fantasize it to be. But it's like it's always an obstacle that gets in the way of that. But I don't know. Maybe somebody is keeping up with an illusion. Like, something could really be an illusion, though. I'm not even gonna... There's a challenge. I'm seeing resolution. Somebody could be trying to be optimistic towards a challenge. Somebody could be daydreaming. Could be in a space of illusion. Like someone could be enduring something. Wow. Maybe someone is just being strategic. And maybe even a spiritual person or a religious person, whatever, a person that believes in something. Maybe this has something to do with somebody's faith, somebody's beliefs. I don't know, maybe somebody's being strategic. Maybe somebody know what they're doing. Yeah, that's that manipulative energy I was... Okay, so pride, manipulation, could be significant, illusions. A father-daughter dynamic. or a woman and male dynamic, or a feminine masculine dynamic.
Hey, honey.
Yeah.
What you go eat today?
Okay. Now, angel number 23, 25, 34, 41, 42, 47, 63, 79, 22, and 74 could be very significant. Ooh, see, if this is a father-daughter situation or whatever like that, because it's crazy, the blessing is coming out and then they got the origin, so a baby could have been born. But this probably was, yeah, because now it's a contract. And not in that type of way, like we're labeling people as contracts and stuff like that, but there was a commitment, you know? Someone had to really be a parent. And this was supposed to be good news. Usually it's deemed as good news. And people see this as a way of, oh my gosh, I have a mini me. And da da da, yeah, a baby situation. But maybe there was a miscarriage, an abortion. Maybe there was someone passed away. Maybe someone's child, either the mother, father, or child passed away in the dynamic. So if there's a mom, dad, child, either the mom passed away, either the dad passed away, or either the child passed away, right? Whether it was at birth or whether they had already grown. Okay, but I'm seeing that someone was angry. I don't know if someone's parents remind them of the other parent, but somebody was just angry. Or maybe there was a happy child, a happy child, a happy child. Maybe someone was even battling with their own sexuality. Maybe someone's sexuality was figured out within a friend group. They indulged in something, but maybe a lot of things could have stemmed down from childhood. Like, if you pay attention to your relationship with your father, is it healthy? Are they a true, like, provider energy? Are they a divine masculine? Because, yes, some people could be these authority figures, their father, and they get things done, or some of them at least. But it's like, was this giving in the home? Was this, it may have been seen as a child, experienced as a child, or maybe someone didn't get to experience that. Maybe that's why somebody ended up being jealous, because maybe a cheating situation was going on. And like I said, this could be anything. If we're talking about past stuff, this could be things that are resurfacing And it's a Mercury retrograde, so things resurface. So you can, reflect on it, acknowledge it, just get into some introspection, right? Now, you don't have to believe that. That's just people who believe in astrology or whatever the case may be. So I'm not here to project on you and tell you that this is true and that is true, because they're just, right, other people's beliefs. But if you believe in that, then you believe in that, and that just resonates with you. But if it don't, then just leave that message for someone else. Only take what resonates for your life. Elephants could be very significant. The indigenous people, and like you see this, it's like a culture. I think of the like Indians, the very beautiful accessories and clothing, like jewelry and stuff. That's in other cultures as well, but like I said, what came up into my mind was that. Now I'm thinking more, African descent. All right. Yeah, and then the law was significant within this situation. So like I said, breaking this down for the collective, when it comes to your love life, this could be a father-daughter dynamic. This could be a mother-father dynamic, or it can be a child and the parent dynamic. And it could be all of the above, like all in one, like how we was talking about all, like a whole storyline for different families. But since that's very specific, that's what I mean by I don't want to really get into like specifics. But if it comes up, it comes up. I like to just keep it as, if the Justice card come out, then that's how I know, okay, something is being balanced. You're coming into some type of form of truth, or you're very intellectual, you're very discerning, you're very fair of a person, or the situation itself is going to be filled with this. So if it's not about a person, it's the situation itself. And if it is about a person, then it could be your energy or someone else's. Right? So moving on, when we mentioned the full energy, that can just be a free spirit. You coming into the energy of being free, liberated, right? If this is talking about a person, this could be someone who's spontaneous. This could be someone who's idealistic. This can be someone with potential. This could be someone who's carefree, or they're going to come into these energies. All right, this could be someone that's setting out on a new beginning. And when you talk about the Fool, that's the very first card of the deck, labeled number 0, because it can go in the beginning of the story, or it can go at the end of it. It doesn't matter. It can even refer to like a literal baby situation, like a baby. That's what I'm saying. So children for sure could be significant for some of you guys, but if you know that's not your story, then don't take it, because this video is being uploaded on YouTube as well. So we're going to have viewers from YouTube watching it as well. So like I said, this could be a timeless reading. It could be talking about things that haven't happened yet. It could be messages that are also for other people, not just for you, because this is not a personal message. It's a collective. Whoever comes across it, who receives it, it's mainly who receives it, right? Then they're going to apply it to their life consciously or subconsciously. That's why some people think you should be careful on what you intake. That's why I say the best thing you can go based off of is your own truth, right? The things you've learned, what you've seen, not what everybody else is telling you. And I feel like y'all know that. So I feel like that's what's caused the shift. Like maybe someone had an awareness, an awakening, and it caused a whole shift in their life. But this was meant to happen because this was going to offer some type of opportunity. And this could be like a huge and good one. Like you've probably been receiving a lot of things that happened to you that was destructive and chaotic. But this one, it's going to be less chaotic, less stressful, I didn't try to say stressful, but yeah, it won't be stressful at all. It won't be chaotic at all. It'll be like a miracle, a blessing, right? So yes, this path of healing may seem very long. This path of trying to obtain the wealth that you want may seem very long. It may seem like it takes Maybe some of you guys need to create a routine, right? And as I said before, this message is trickling down into many areas of your life: career, finance, love, general messages. And it could be about multiple situations or people. If you're the only one that's coming out in this spread, then we're talking about you and your life solely. But if there's other people coming out in your spread, then some of this energy could be theirs, right? But if this is talking about the situation itself, not necessarily people, then this is what's to come or what's currently happening within your life. So we talked about awareness, insight, fairness, balance, karma, new beginnings, a free spirit, individuality, opportunities, the unknown, taking a leap of faith. We talked about tower moments, whether it was a good one or a not so good one. Some of these things could be confirming things of the past. It's bringing it up, especially if you're aligning with astrology and you believe in astrology, and you're knowing that this current Mercury retrograde that we're experiencing is influencing communication, thoughts, this and that. It's bringing up things for you to reflect back on, whether it's people from your past coming back up. Because sometimes maybe it's not necessarily those people who come back up, but the times when those people were around, right? Some of y'all could see somebody that you went to elementary with, and that person could be significant themselves because maybe they gave you some type of trauma, or maybe they just stand out in your life for some reason. Or maybe it was just the situation itself. Like during that time, you were in school. So maybe school at that time, specifically elementary or whatever the case may be, it's some time to reflect on some things that happened back then, right? Because sometimes when you're maneuvering through the world, all of a sudden you go from 2005 to 2025. And all that time has passed. And you never really learned to heal. So it's like all of those things are probably just stored in the subconscious. You never knew how to tend to yourself in moments like this because you grew up knowing that, well, the loving family, the happy homes, the dad and the mom situations, right? But like I said, regardless of what's been happening in your life, justice is here, new beginnings, a new mindset, new thoughts, clarity is here, epiphany is here, a huge change. Some of you guys, this is going to be uncomfortable. Some of you guys, and it's going to require you to to take a leap of faith. And for others of you guys, it's just going to be like a blessing, whether it was a blessing in disguise or whatever the case may be. In your day-to-day life, though, sadness, loss, emotional baggage, deep emotional pain, somebody who's operating by routine on some type of situation, or it's just been a long journey of trying to heal, right? It applies different for everyone, but I'm just trying to get the message out there, get it going, so I can go ahead and wrap it up, honey, because my phone is on 12% anyway. But yeah, I'm seeing a blessing. I'm seeing something being created. Something starting. Like the start is here and there's going to be some type of gain. This is a blessing. That awareness, that insight, or maybe you know that you're going to receive justice. It's coming. It's happening. And I feel like you've been very committed in life. Things have been trying to hold you down, hold you back. But regardless, you always was rising above it. You have an idea, and I feel like it's a good one. You're going to start having new ideas if you haven't already. You've probably already been having them for the past week, as we talked about already. But I'm seeing a bright idea. I'm seeing a vision. Or some of you guys should just create a vision, you know. Think positively. Use your brain because you're smart. And go based off what you've learned in life. But I'm seeing a miracle happen. I'm seeing a surprise. I'm seeing interaction, joy, friendliness. I'm seeing imagination, fantasy. The mind is very significant. Like I said, the mind has been very significant. Whether it's what's in the mind or the mind itself. What's in the mind is thoughts, right? And what comes with that is being able to communicate, right? So regardless, awareness and insight, truth, and the mind. There's justice here. There's new beginnings within this. There's been a shift that probably happened out the blue that you didn't expect. Maybe this has even caused some type of anger because, once you go through the battles with the mind, there's confusion, there's blocked intuition. Even though intuition is labeled with the third eye, but we're still talking about like the crown and other stuff like that. So but you have clarity on something, and I feel like you should just do what's right. Right for you, your journey, other people, or you may experience a tower moment, or you may just end up liking the results. Because little did you know, if you only took a risk, that your life would have changed in the best way possible. So you can't really trust yourself. Some of you guys have a refined intellect. Some of you guys are multifaceted thinkers, right? Multidimensional thinkers. Your mind is very broad. You're very intelligent. You're very discerning. You're very wise. You can read people down, and you don't even have to know them for only 5 minutes, right? I'm seeing happiness. I'm seeing freedom. I'm seeing all of these things. Seeing stability, getting things done. Yep. This is really a cool energy. It may have took some time to get there, or it still seems like in your day-to-day time to get there, or it still seems like in your day-to-day is taking either it's taking time or you're taking your time, or the situation overall is like a slow and steady one. Yep, you're experiencing a shift, a level up within your awareness. Based on what you went through, what you go through, what you're going through, and what you will overcome. Period. I just made that up. That sounded good, didn't it? Okay. But anyways, manifest your dreams. Being in this energy, you should take advantage of it. Like, you should be very strategic with it. You can heal yourself being in this energy, and you can change your life, like, on the inside, therefore on the outside. So being in this energy, it's really good. It can really bring forth justice. It can really unlock something for you. It can really push you into having more control over your life entirely. Finances, emotions, mentality, your spirit, what you believe in, if you believe in God or whatever the case may be, getting you into alignment where you want to be. Not what other people feel is the correct way to live or the appropriate way. It's the authentic and alignment version of self. And that means with no hindrance of self-sabotage, self-deception, illusion, fear, worry, stress, anger, all these things. And I mean, hey, it's fine to cry, it's fine to do certain things and whatever the case may be, because you are also a human being at the end of the day with emotions. But don't allow it to control you, to control your life, because that seemed like what it's been doing so far for some of you guys. It's like you have a new beginning, you're on the new beginning, but you're still dwelling from something that happened in the past. You have clarity on that situation already, or you have the ability to move forward from it with the things that you already know. Some of you guys can predict the future. Like, certain things pop up in your head and it may happen. Whether that's in the form of telepathy, whether that's in the form of just whatever the case may be. You're probably getting clarity to move forward, to manifest your dreams, to level up, or you're already leveling up. I'm seeing progress. So you may have already received the clarity or the truth, the awareness, the insight to something. Like I said, regardless of who people are, we control ourselves. We don't control them. Therefore, the way that we want our life, we have to make it happen that way. If everybody in the world has trauma and they get triggered, it makes sense why the divorce rates are up. It makes sense why people are literally harming each other, whether it's within any form of trauma. You can see why the world would come to the way that it is, sadly, because I couldn't even see how, if people actually were like me. I'm just saying, like, because I'm a person of fairness, I'm a person that's, you know, like humanitarian and everything like that. But from an intellectual, esoteric information, high priestess type of standpoint, prophetess, you can see and sense and understand, you know, balancing out the psychology of things, balancing out the spirituality of things, or whatever we want to call it, right? Because since they already have names, whatever we want to call it. But I'm telling you, that's what they mean by the world on the outside is a reflection of the world on the inside. Because yes, that person may come off this way and that way. But if that was never created in the world, if negative meanings was never created in the world, we probably wouldn't get so offended by a lot of things that happens. If you get cheated on, some people would say, oh, well, it's your fault. Maybe you're not enough. You see how it's always a negative response to it? But there's also a positive. It's just about your interpretations, the trauma that you still have. Sometimes all these things are so subconscious that you think you over something the whole time. You're operating as who you are today because of your consciousness, the frequency you're vibrating on, period, overall. Because you don't have to completely try to heal yourself in the ways that people think that that's the only way. But you can come into a shift of perspective, and you can come into a level of consciousness and insight, and you can actually, like, awareness, and you can actually shift your whole reality. You can actually heal yourself. I'm telling you. So life can change overnight for you. You got to take these things in your own hands. See, you already have the clarity. You already have the knowing. You already have the power. You already have the intelligence. Justice is here. You are in control of your own happiness. You have the means to be happy right here in your face. The means to orchestrate the world and life and character that you want to be, live in, and that you want to design. Everything is in your hands. And it could change just like that. But I feel like, of course, you will have to see. That's what I'm saying. Like, if your awareness, and there's levels to consciousness, like, at times for sure, depending on who you are and you're able to see it as such. Like, yeah, it can be different levels of consciousness. Just because you're at this level and there's the next level you go into, this doesn't mean, oh, this one is less than this one. So that means before you weren't as smart or as discerning or as whatever. The only thing is just a different level, a different realization, different form of consciousness, right? It's crazy. It's almost hard to explain without somebody actually experiencing it first. Because sometimes people try to explain things that another person didn't experience, and it just won't be the same. You know, just like how I can tell you a message and I want you to interpret it in the way that I'm seeing it, but you won't be able to do it like that. You will only be able to interpret it in your level of consciousness, not mine, right? That's what they mean by it's not a race, it's not competition. It's not who can become awoken the fastest or whatever. It's a journey, you know. And half the time you do get there by experience, even the bad ones, right? Because that's what we call it. Everything has a negative connotation. Why does something have to be bad? Why does something have to be this, and that? Because now trauma is about to form. But that's why I said you can actually alchemize, integrate, shift, do all of these things, even if you've been operating in a world that didn't take care of you. If you learned how to be hyper independent, if you were preyed upon as a child, whatever the case may be. But see, we're not going to blame individuals who we didn't leave our life in their hands. They were strangers, right? You was born into a world, you don't know how you got here, all of a sudden you got family. It's probably not even the best family. But we take what we can out of life and we alchemize it. And you make sense of it by simply making peace with things. I'm sure life would have been much easier. But at the same time, we're not validating the people who do wrong. But we're also not going to point the finger at them. Instead, we're not going to call ourselves victims because we're always smart enough, wise enough. But at one point in time, maybe you were naive, maybe you were gullible. So you get a pass. Why are you still beating yourself up about something that you didn't see? Or beating yourself up about it anyways? The friend that you are to other people, you should be that with yourself. So this energy that you're in, you've been in it for some time. And I feel like, yes, other people probably could have made you cry and made you feel this way and made you feel that way. And nobody's saying that they're wrong or right to do this. Of course, I'm not saying that they're not wrong. Because that's painful. You know, why would you cheat on someone? Why would you do this? Why would you do that, right? But you just got to look at people as the human beings that they are meant to be. You said you try to see yourself in other people. But some people, they're just not like you. So you may get your feelings hurt. You may do this and do that. But what you can remember is that nobody chooses to be the person in the world that causes distress, right? When you're a baby, you don't think of, when I grow up, I want to be a villain, unless somebody was a villain towards you, and that's the way that you internalized it. And sometimes we're taught to internalize it as that way, because sometimes a parent could probably yell at you and you will still love them with your whole being. Your feelings will probably be hurt, but you will still love and care about them. So it's like, I feel like once we start getting into the space of people saying, oh, well, they took advantage of you. Oh, well, this means that yo hoo-ha is not better than her hoo-ha. Like, what? Like, why? It's like people were segregated for centuries now. So why do you think the world is how it is today? It starts from somewhere. And that energy just gets feed upon because people, they keep having children, but they don't even know how to, they didn't even parent themselves or be there for themselves at a time when they needed their parent or guardian. So they don't know how to even give or receive love in the aspect that you do. Right? In their way, it's probably, in order to receive love, you have to give something. In order to make me happy or praise you, you have to do something for me, right? It was never, I love you regardless. I love you just because you exist, not because of what you do for me, not because of this and that, right? So some people never had that already. So that's why a lot of people believe in the chosen one energy when they're the generational curse breakers. And, but you put a bunch of humans on a planet, or even one human at that, there's different things to do. You have a brain and everything else, right? You probably can raise your damn self. You heard the story of the girl who was raised by wolves. So it's like when you have examples around you with other people, you see them cheating, you see people lying, you see anger. It's a lot of things. So I feel like some things was just subject to happen because of just the way things were in the time that you started existing. Like you existed in the 2000s or in the 19 whatever, right? And mind you, we've been experiencing different times throughout the 2025 years that the planet supposedly has had living life on it. And maybe it's been longer and they just started creating. We ain't gonna get into it. Cause my phone only on 4%, honey. This is why I be needing my phone to be charged. See, I'm taking time on the reading and we get into like many things. Childhood stuff, current situations, energies with your parents or energies with your lovers, finance, mentality, awareness, epiphany, spirituality, emotions, mentality. So make sure you give me a follow if you haven't already, because you may not ever see my face again. All right? If you didn't get to see this full video, it will be uploaded on my YouTube. All right, but patience. I feel like you're having patience, or I feel like you're a patient person. Okay? And you're in this energy right now. So everything will work out. I feel like you know where you want to go in life, how you want to go about it. You just got to manifest your dreams. You got to put those ideas that you have, you got to bring them to life. Because that's your justice. You stepping into that leadership role for yourself because you know how to do something. You don't need help with knowing how to be an authoritative figure, with knowing how to be protective, with knowing how to get something done. You do this, right? Divine masculine energy. You have an idea of who you want your partner to be like, or what you want your partner to be like. You have an idea of how you want your life to be. You have an idea of where you want to go within your career, what you want to do. My thing is, you've anticipated your future before. You're manifesting. I'm seeing big developments. I'm also seeing travel for pleasure. So either you're encouraged to travel for pleasure, or you will be doing this, or you've done it in the past. But I'm seeing manifesting or to manifest when it comes to your work or love life, especially in a form that's a level up. You're either experiencing a level up or you will. Maybe it's because of your awareness, or maybe it's because the ideas that you're going to be putting into fruition, or you're actually going to be starting on. So that's basically what this energy is. Confirmation, reading over. Ace of Swords and the Three of Wands. That idea, that form of communication, that thought, the awareness, the insight, it's going to be coming in. And if it already has, manifest your dreams in being in this energy. Like I said, you can come into happiness being into this energy. You can shift your whole world within a blink of an eye being in this energy. You can change the relationship that you have with your father or your lovers or yourself being in this energy. Because now you have a vision, now you have new ideas, and now you have awareness. Yes, I know your emotions may not be in the best space, but use this energy that you're in to your advantage, or be in this energy. Be in this energy. So how can you get to this energy if you're not already? Some of you guys, you're going to come into it. For others of you, practice makes perfect. Just help yourself get into this space. That's the main thing. Instead of waiting for somebody else to teach you something, to do this, to do that, you have all the tools and resources that you need. You can easily come into this space by just being aware. So however you know to be aware, be it. Or just keep existing and living in the world, and eventually you'll probably come into this type of awareness or awakening. But I feel like a lot of you guys are already there. There's already some type of form of truth or clarity or a new idea. You're just being encouraged to put action towards it, or some of you guys are already putting action towards it. You're already on that path. You're already on that journey. And I'm seeing that it being a stable thing. This could be going on for some time. Like you could start coming into happiness for a while, never ending. You could start coming into a different shift within your mental for a while, right? You can just come into a whole new shift. So let go and release some things, whether it's pessimism, overthinking. Okay, trust yourself and put action towards these things if you're not already. Because there's a blessing here. There is a blessing here. Be strategic. I'm seeing emotional fulfillment. You just gotta, don't let it grip you. Get a grip, don't let it grip you. Okay? I just made that up too. Hey. So yeah, you tending to yourself. You know, keep tending to yourself. Be organized. You don't have to be in perfectionist energy. Okay? Because you're naturally a person with impeccable taste and you're business savvy. Just got to be confident in these things. You got to indulge in those things. Right? This can bring you fulfillment anyway. So don't be attached to things that are not good for you. Right? Don't be attached to depression. Don't be attached to anger. Don't be, right? Just free yourself and trust. And put those ideas to work. And it will work.